Namaste Star Family, welcome to this July 2025 prediction. So this is your monthly prediction. We're going to set up 3 piles and we're going to have also the option of picking according to Zodiac placement. So let's look at this pile, and interestingly I felt like there was just 3 different decks for for the 3 piles. So that felt interesting. Maybe there's really different timelines, openings, gateways. It just feels very, like we're traveling somewhere, someplace, okay? All right, so let's see now for the Zodiac placements. Whoop, up, up. All right. So we have pile number 1 with the ocean. Wow, beautiful card. Love this energy. And the zodiac signs are Cancer, Aries, Pisces, and Taurus. Pile number 2, we have Fruition. Rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. And the zodiac signs are Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Aquarius. Last pile, pile number 3, we have the Enchanter. Deception and trickery. But I don't really feel this, but sometimes the cards have different messages. I really feel like the High Priestess enchanting, the potential to work with metaphysics here. And we have Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Libra. All right, choose your pile and I will see you there for your messages. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your July 2025 prediction. You chose the beautiful ocean card, where every time I tap into this card, I really feel like something that was witnessed in the subconscious is coming to the surface to reveal a certain matrix, to reveal a certain imprint. Maybe there's some type of self-discovery energy through July 2025. Let's see what the tarot cards wants to share with us. If you're here, you might have also chosen according to zodiac placement. We have here Cancer, Aries, Pisces, and Taurus. All right, so let's look at those tarot cards. Okay. See what we have for you, my dear pile number 1 for July 2025. What can you expect and what do you need to know? I really feel like there was... Okay. All right. Wow. Okay, the cards want to be shown all together. Okay. All right. Not expect this. Maybe there's some unexpected events, surprises. Okay. All right. Some of you, it's still your birthday season here. So you might be still expecting some surprise party. I'm not sure why I'm saying this, okay? Bear with me. This is a collective reading. Not everything will resonate with you, but definitely there's an excitement, energy in the background that I can feel. Okay, we are starting with the 8 of Wands. This is a card of communication. See, something that erupts, something that emerges to the surface, okay? Then we have the 5 of Swords, the Tower, the Knight of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Judgment card. Then that last row, we have the 3 of Pentacles, the Temperance card, and the 5 of Wands. So as I was going through the row, I actually felt that I was being called to read them more in colon, which again, some type of unexpected aspect. So here, pile number one, I can already, without looking at the cards, that there's something about July 2025 that is asking you to be open-minded, not to go automatically into your routine or your MO, mode of operation. There's some surprises. There's certain communication about how you see yourself, how you're also envisioning the potential future, and how the universe in the month of July wants to work with you towards specific topics. Okay? There is something that used to hurt you. Okay? There's certain things that maybe were repeated as a pattern, especially a pattern of thought, that in the month of July, you're receiving certain healing insights, certain surprising facts, okay, that are going to help you bring temperance in the places of your heart. It's almost like the temperance between your heart and mind coherence. Maybe certain things in the past when made you jump into conclusion, because I feel like it's deep in the nervous system, and that is something that now you have a strong potential to transform. The Judgment card is Pluto energy. Okay, so we have Mars energy, Pluto energy, strong. Those both cards, when you work with Kundalini, pile number one, it impacts your solar plexus. So there's something about your confidence. Okay, so through July 2025, pile number one, there might have been a certain aspect of your self-confidence that here the universe, your spirit guide, your spirit team, whoever you're connecting to, ancestors, that are there with you to show you how maybe a certain pattern of thought was kept on hurting you. And it might have been very subconscious, very deep, and created a lot of internal conflict. You know, and I would like illustrate it with, have you ever felt, pile number one, that you imagine like you're meditating and you're like doing some visualization or like receiving certain insight of things that you want to create, and maybe you want to write a book, maybe you want to compose a certain music, whatever. And then there is this voice when you come out of this state of receptivity, okay? Because when you're meditating, the universe can speak to you, okay? But when you get out of that state, I feel that here, pile number one, there was a tendency to have that echo back, probably from the past, okay, that affected your solar plexus, that made you compare yourself, that made you doubt your abilities to move forward with some of the insights, some of the downloads, some of the nudges, and even, you know, affecting your intuition. So in July 2025, I feel that you're receiving some type of divine support to be able to transcend whatever that is. And we're going to pull more cards so we can get some details. That's going to allow you to remove some of the inner conflicts in your nervous system that was keeping you maybe stuck in a certain place. I don't know why you know, it's like, stuck in a repetitive loop. I don't know where I'm feeling this. Maybe we haven't seen the cards just yet as far as what I'm feeling, but we're going to ask some questions here, pile number one, okay? So I want to get some details about this pattern in the nervous system. Can we get some precisions here? Can we get some details for pile number one about what wants to, almost like, there is an eruption, okay? So some of you, interestingly, as I said this, and because there's the ocean, maybe you want to pay attention to your diet, not being too acidic to your body. Maybe there's an inflammation somewhere. Maybe some of you being more in water, towards bodies of water, using water as a tool for, as a medicine, charging your water. By the way, pile number one, I felt it when I was looking at this card very strongly. I recently, a few days ago, watched this podcast with this woman, Veda Austin, Next Soul Level. I'll put it in the video description. Okay, I'll put the link for you, pile number one. It was about water. The esoteric science of water and what really water is as far as its consciousness. And I really feel that some of you, there might be a certain detail that would create this emergence, okay? And that could be part of the light work / homework. Some of you, if you've never worked with me, I sometimes do give some homework / light work that is watching movies, series, and things like that. So I really feel that for you, pile number one, and I will link it for you in the details. So now let's get some more information as far as what it is that could be inflamed in your body or in your mind, kind of like a pattern. Oh, the devil. So there is some type of fear, some type of illusion, because that's what the devil is. It's an illusion. It's playing with your mind. You know, this is the energy of Capricorn. Capricorn as a zodiac archetype is the ascension guide. It shows us the structure to ascend. And obviously, what goes up can come down. Okay, so ascend or descend. We have then the Four of Wands. Interesting. And the Seven of Wands. Okay. Now, I'm going to give a couple of things that I feel, and because it's a collective reading, just, you know, if that doesn't resonate with your situation, maybe wait for the next illustration. But I feel as some of you, there's a pattern related to marriage commitment that seem to create a certain inflammation. You know, maybe you experience divorce through your parents, or it's a pattern you've seen around you. Maybe there's certain association with what commitment means or being married means, and that could be an illustration for some of you. Okay, so that could be a source. And I heard a sore point. Maybe there's some of you, there's something about, maybe you went through a divorce yourself or something of that sort, and you're feeling X, Y, and Z, guilt, shame. There's something here that could have to be healed. And especially here with the Seven of Wands, that could also be related with that first situation. But some of you, it's more being exposed to other people's opinion. Okay, so I feel that overall it's other people's opinion of what makes you feel whole, or what makes you feel like your life is successful. Ooh, yes. Okay, having to live your life according to what others, society tells you you should be living. And that is what I'm seeing here. That could be part of that inflammation. So there's many ways for you to, relate to this. But we saw especially things that have to do with commitment, union, and what people say, what people's opinion. Okay, so we know here, pile number one, in July 2025, we're going to have to review certain beliefs that we hold that do not belong to us, and that stem from what maybe caring too much about what others think matters. Because the Five of Swords, she didn't realize, here those mermaids, they didn't realize that the swords were sharp. But in the regular tarot, there's some shady things that happen, okay? And what I mean by this is that maybe you didn't realize that certain beliefs or certain gossip or certain things that you let yourself play into, agree upon, started hurting you more than support you, okay? Support you, okay? So you're realizing, and I feel like this is what emerges. This is something that your body, your nervous system no longer wants to believe. It wants to go to the other side, the relief, the ease of life. I really feel that, you know, maybe there was a lot of strife here in that energy of the past. Okay, so we're going to ask, what can support you, pile number one, to release some of those old beliefs? Interesting. I'm going to pull another card as well. So we have first the 10 of Cups, the Strength card, and the Page of Cups. Interesting, because those two really look very similar. So I do believe here that for you to transcend those outside external beliefs that may have influenced you, you know, we are all like acting like radios or tuning forks, if you want. And that means we're always receiving and emanating at the same time. Input, output, input, output. If you're not paying attention to prime yourself with the radio station you want to emit, as soon as you start your day, or even as soon as you go to bed, so you kind of like work through this process of working with your subconscious. If you're not working consciously with creating your life, you might not realize how other people's radio station can influence you, okay? And that's what I feel. It's like here with those two cards that came strongly together, it's like nurture the things that make you happy. Nurture the vision of what makes you feel strong, the things that, you know, you wouldn't mind going after, because that's what you believe, like that makes you happy. And through that process, when you stand your ground with the things that you know will make you happy, there's a certain offering of the universe through this month of July 2025 that is being presented to you. I feel like there's, as you're listening to this message, you're understanding, you're allowing yourself to open up your mind. Remember, there was this effect of surprise, of, you know, let yourself being open-minded. Hey, maybe I didn't realize that if I think that I was thinking this and that. Let me give you an illustration, because I remember when it happened for me months ago, moving into my new home. And I realized that when I finally got the home being settled, I had this bunch of list of how I was meant to live my life from now on. Almost like, well, now maybe I can go and travel half of the year like I used to and do this. And I did not realize that I was holding this in my subconscious. It's almost like once I was settled, I had a bunch, a list of things that were supposed to be this way or that way that I had never realized were there, because obviously I had not had the home yet. And I was floored. Okay, so that's the illustration that I want to share with you, because some of you, it's like there's certain things that are going to happen and going to manifest in July 2025 for you, because you see there's a lot of communication, there's a lot of things, I feel it. And as they manifest, you're going to see, witness your own limitations as things come. Okay, so you're going to be presented with a higher perception, a higher way of feeling towards it, you know. So let's see what what are you presented with? What are you presented with? I can tell you already, you're extremely supported by the divine, pile number one. I can sense this, like some of you, if you're, you know, I wouldn't be surprised that even if you just awaken spiritually, that you've always had that intuition and that connection. You're just being retrained to working with the universe consciously, you know, and working as a feedback. Hey, this is what I want. And then the echo of, and here it's interesting because the echo of the water, this relates really strongly to the video that I'm going to list for you down below that podcast, you guys. This is super interesting. Okay, so let's see, what are you being offered in July 2025? Okay, so we got the Four of Swords. The Three of Swords. And we got the Death card. Okay, there's definitely a renewal here. There's whatever is that small, maybe some of you didn't realize that a small little incident or small little belief or letting yourself, you know, even like when you listen to conversation and people express their opinion, and even if you're not completely agreeing or not completely disagreeing, but you just kind of nod your head and don't decide, don't choose energetically whether you agree or not. You might have not realized that you kind of like got trapped in that matrix of belief, okay? I had noticed this myself years ago, how, you know, not standing in my truth with where I wanted things to stop, you know, like people saying, hey, we're going to enter in a depression, or this summer in the business is going to be terrible. I've seen this, you know, myself being invested in certain businesses and, you know, seeing how people, owners, bosses would predict, and I would be like, well, maybe that's your, maybe that's your perception, but, you know, maybe last summer was not that great, but that doesn't mean the summer isn't great. And that's not how I'm going to, you know, perceive my summer. Okay, so that I feel like there's something here that is being put to rest. And that was hurting you. And here, it could be, remember there was the wedding. So some of you, it could have been something you picked up as far as relationship, believing that certain relationship always work out this way, that way, okay? It doesn't matter what it is, really, but it was definitely hurting your heart. And what I mean by this is that, you know, your heart is a portal. It is magnetic, and that means that when it is in coherence with the brain that is more electric, okay, you're activating this electromagnetic field. The electric field of your brain can only conceive through the lens of what it knows. But not just this, as I'm saying this, not just what it knows, but what it subconsciously believes and agrees upon. Now, your heart is thousands and thousands of times more powerful than the electric field of your brain through its magnetic power. But the things that you were holding true, consciously or subconsciously or both, were lowering, dimming the field, the magnetic field of your heart, okay? Almost like shrivel, okay? And now, through July 2025, we are seeing you being offered to put to rest this type of conflict, this type of belief, this type of maybe having to argue to stand in your power and stand in your truth, pile number one, okay? Let's see if we can have some details about what hurts you. I know we had some ideas here, but let's see if the cards want to give us a little bit more details for you. Is there something in particular that hurt pile number one that could be helpful for them to know? Oh, this is, remember when I said shriveled, it's I see it's almost like you're scared to be seen, scared to dim your light, because you're dimming your light, scared to shine your light, scared to also express how you truly feel. express your uniqueness, express some of your beliefs. Some of you, I felt the strong spirituality, and now I shared with you, like this month, you're going to start reconnecting so much more with the echo, the feedback of the universe. Some of you, you might be comfortable already with this, but there's the next level of being comfortable to shine and be in that truth and that presence without fearing how others perceive this, how others perceive your connection. You know, I'm very lucky because the people, when I had those discussions about the predictions of the business I help, you know, I go and work sometimes when I'm in California in an acupuncture clinic. And I always say, I'm your celestial waitress. What do we want to manifest? What do we want to manifest this month? And yeah, it works pretty good. It works pretty good. So I really feel that some of you, it's really about announcing to the universe what it is that you want and reconnecting with this light that lives already inside of you, and be comfortable with this. Okay, some of you, you know that I love to give some recommendation if I feel called to it. With the energy. This is why I have all my music healing. This is something that is very dear to me, because I remember at the beginning of my spiritual awakening, I love cards. This is something that I always was playing with, but I always felt like, okay, I'm getting those messages, but how do I get there? And I knew my mind was not on my side. I had a very negative mind program going on, and I could hear, you know, that nagging voice in the back. Okay, so this is where I really saw how I was able to move and up level through my journey thanks to music healing frequencies. So for you, with the star card, I'm going to recommend, I'm going to put it there, the beacon of light. This is a beautiful prayer of the cosmos. This is said to be some of the words that Jesus shared as a prayer. Beautiful, beautiful, a very transcendental, very healing. So that's what I recommend for you, my dear pile number one. So in July 2025, be ready to surrender some of the beliefs and some of the things that were lowering or dimming your light. You might have not realized it, whether it came through inflammation of the body, certain aches and pains. Okay, in the month of July, you're healing, you're releasing, you're highly connected to the divine, protected, working with the synchronicity of the universe. Please, if you see recurrent numbers, go and check out what they mean. If you see animals that stand out, go and check out their meanings, and go and check out that podcast about the water and its power, because we're mainly water. Our body are mainly water. And here you already had the card of the ocean. So some of you, this might invite you to work with the water, work with structuring water, praying with water, working with the divination powers of the water and its consciousness. So that's what I have for you, my dear pile number one. Please remember to like those videos. It supports the channel to grow. And if you need some personal guidance, I offer tarot and astrology in the video description below. Namaste. Namaste, pile number two. Welcome to your July 2025 predictions. So you picked the beautiful Fruition card. It says, rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. So it is in the process, okay? Pile number two. We'll see how that ties with what the tarot cards want to reveal to you. If you're here, that means that you might also have picked according to Zodiac placement. We have Sagittarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Aquarius. All right, let's get started with your cards and see what this month of July has in store for you. Definitely, you're in the process of manifesting your dreams and your vision. I feel that, especially with the rest assured, not to let your mind confuse you, trick you, the old programs, old disbelief, trick you into thinking you need to do more. Okay, I really feel that what you've been able to open up as a portal of manifestation here, pile number 2, is very much because you've let your body rest more, your nervous system heal. Maybe you've taken certain decisions about your health, your routine, that have shifted a lot of your magnetic field, okay? How you're attracting things in your life. So that's the first thing that I feel before the cards is don't let your mind tell you to go back to the old ways, okay? Just enjoy and relax more in the month of July 2025. You will be very impressed by the power of relaxation, because it's the feminine essence, you know. You're meant to receive, you're meant to attract and let it come to you, not chase. Okay. All right. We're going to do all the rows and see how that feels. Okay, up. Those are already there. Okay. I really feel, I keep on saying feel, that it's very important for you, the word feel. Let your feelings guide your journey, pile number 2, okay? Okay, we have the Page of Wands. I love this card. You see here with the vision and the dreams, it's like you can see them coming to you closer and closer. You're able to see them. You're able to almost taste them. Let it come to you. Then we have the Queen of Cups. Wow. Strong energies. Pile number 2. And the King of Swords. Wow. Look at this. You feel that? Yeah. Look at this. There were 2 cards here. Amazing. Very interesting. Okay. When I feel that there is some type of unexpected outcome for you in July that might double the expectation. Okay, so for example, maybe you were hoping for X, Y, and Z to work that way, and things are not just going to work the way you envision or you hope for. There's going to be a bonus. There's going to be something you did not see in July 2025 that is going to come on top of the things you hoped and wished for. Wow. Okay. All right. And you see how it's interesting, because I'm able to read it. For you, it feels like there's something about reading the room, reading the energy, and making sure that you follow the steps of what feels right and easy to your body. Like, don't go with in the places where you feel nervousness. And that's something that I want to talk to you already, because I really feel that some of you are strong empaths, pile number 2 here, okay? Know that if you were involved in some narcissistic, empathetic dynamics of relationship, you know, the empath and the narcissistic personality, which are very common to attract each other. There's a tendency with the empath to build this hypervigilance to what feels off, what feels wrong, okay? And here, I feel, remember when I said don't let your mind bring you back to the old? For some of you, it's the old way of feeling more towards what is off and what is not right, and gravitate towards this to fix it, okay? Just focus more on what feels right, okay? And that means, like, ask yourself, what do I need to do? Or when do I need to be? Or where do I need to be to feel this? And sometimes it could be, you know, a very simple shift. You might not realize that, you know, maybe it's summer, it's hot, you just put a fan on, and the pressure you were feeling and whatever that was suffocating you, you thought maybe it was coming from your mind or whatever, but really it was just not a peaceful environment with the breeze or whatever. I know it's a silly illustration, But if you're an empath and you've been stuck in those patterns, you'll see it's a small joke, but some of us can get caught in those little details and tricks, okay, of the mind. Okay, let's move on. We have the Empress. Okay, beautiful. This is Venus energy, by the way. We have the Hermit. This is Virgo energy. And we have the Knight of Cups. So what I love here is that there's definitely, we know, pile number 2, there's certain dreams and visions that are very dear to your heart, that you're meant to see brought into fruition. Will it be exactly in July 2025? It's going to depend, but I feel it's more a process. You're going to start seeing things work, you're going to get signs that those dreams and visions are in motion. There's certain things that you're going to, you see here when I kept on telling you about the feelings and staying with your truth. Very strong here, because you're following the energy of, it's almost like you're able to tap into the electromagnetic field, the frequency of your dreams and visions, and you will feel your way to it. So July 2025 here for this pile number 2, it's very much about your feels. Look at this Empress. She's half in the water. She can sense her way to her desires, to a material abundance and prosperity without having to chase it. She just taps into it. And here it seems that in July 2025, there might be, with this energy, there might be something about your own light that you're going to discover. So we'll have, the potential to ask the tarot cards some more details, but I feel that there's something here that we need to have a little bit details, because I can't see it yet. So there's something that's coming in July that you're not seeing it yet. And I would say here it could be around mid-month, okay? Then we have a little bit of details here about this light presented to pile number 2. A certain awareness I'm hearing. Okay, interesting. We had those cards that came up earlier. The 10 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, and and the Queen of Swords under the King of Swords. I really feel there is something about trusting yourself and your feelings more. I really feel that some of you, this way of manifesting may feel unsafe, okay? And I'm going to mention to you why. I feel that some of you, it's because there was such a hyper focus on tapping more into the outside to prevent yourself to stay safe, to prevent yourself from danger or pain to occur again, that when you're relaxing into just tuning into yourself, it might feel unknown, because there's like this hyper vigilance that wants to look out, okay? And here what I'm sensing is that in July 2025, your recommendation here and your awareness, you're going to have a greater sense of when you're doing this and being able to cut the ties with this habit, being able to even heal your own self through walking, be present with this tendency. I feel that some of you, just by being present with this uncomfortableness of maybe sitting with yourself, because you're realizing that maybe you want to look out, just because maybe some of you, it could be also to distract you from not looking inside, or to make sure you're safe, because, you know, if everyone is okay, then I'm okay. You see how that didn't sound right, okay? Pile number 2. So there's definitely here this request from the universe for you to stop hyper focusing on others, your environment, and making sure that you keep at following what feels right. And this is maybe some of you, your decision making about what feels right was influenced by this tendency to be hyper vigilant of your external circumstances. Okay, so that this is where you might realize certain tendencies that you did not know about yourself in the past. Okay, it's going to be different for everyone, but this is the best way that I found to express this, my dear ones. So hopefully it makes sense. Let's see. Oh my God, so much fulfillment for you in July 2025. Pile number 2, 9 of Cups. I mean, you have so much light movement that wants to bless you. I want to look at this one first. Then we have the 10 of Cups. Wow, we just had the 10 of Cups with the Empress earlier. This is the ultimate fulfillment, I told you. And then we have in the center here the Sun with the 7 of Cups. Oh my, oh my, oh my. This is almost like ask and you shall receive. Pile number 2. There's so many gateways, opportunities that are coming your way in July 2025. And this is what I told you about, you know, like you were hoping for a certain thing. Yes, it's going to manifest. You get the Sun. But you're going to have like added bonus things that are going to manifest that you didn't realize. Let me see this. Am I? Oh my God, I've seen this card 1,000 times, and this is the first time that I see that she's holding a pearl. And the pearl comes from this repetition of an irritation that builds this beautiful result. Okay, so I feel that some of you, maybe you had to go through a lot of repetition, okay, in order to, or obstacles, a lot of things that you had to surmount in order to be where you're at right now, pile number 2. But this is the exact, the skills you rehearsed through this devotion, through this constant repetitive pattern. It's not the pattern you're letting go because you're in a different space energetically. But the skills you develop through those times of hardship or, you know, uncomfortableness, or even like when we saw being being always hyper vigilant from the outside, it's like all the skills and all the abilities that you sharpened. I'm seeing almost like a knife being sharpened, okay? Maybe the resilience of the mind, or not letting your mind control your feelings, now being able to really listen to your feelings over what the mind is trying to shape as far as what it's feeling. It's those exact skills are going to be part of what opens up multiple added benefits or multiple different doors or opportunities that I feel some of you have not yet to witness. You haven't seen this. This is coming at the end of the month of July, okay? This is coming at the end of you following your feelings and following the truth of how things feel, that you're going to be guided through this ultimate result. So you're building your dreams, your vision, you're building something that only you see, okay? Only you are aware of, that it's almost like a soul's oath, a soul's call. You know, you're being called towards this energy. So this is interesting because you're being called to rest so you can receive It's almost like those goals and those dreams, you're matched to it. And you're just through receiving, letting it magnetize to you. And in that process, because we can see it mid-month, it could be, we have, I believe, a full moon on the 10th of July. So maybe around that full moon and post full moon, there could be certain things that you're realizing that needs to be released. And this is where there's some type of like big moment. I'm not joking. I mean, you can see this. This is like the power of those cards here are really strong. Well, let's see if we can get some details. Can we have file number 2? I know you must be curious because I am. Can we have some details about what opportunities or doors or wish fulfillment are coming to pile number 2? Can we have some details about this? Okay, so we have first, we're gonna have more cards. Thank you. Can you please stay there? Yeah, okay, thank you. We have the 8 of Cups, the full moon, and yet in the full moon with a little bit of a crescent. Okay, I really feel that for you, some of the results are coming after mid-July. Okay, as you stay in your frequency. And the 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles, it's the union of feminine, masculine with the divine in this chapel, in this temple. You see, they're working with something that you're devoted to. So there's something that you're releasing, okay, around the full moon, after the full moon, that allows you to walk towards this manifestation. Can we have more details about the release then? Can we have a little bit more details? I think we kind of touch on it, but the world. So this is Saturn energy with the world. Some of you, there's a certain karmic contract that is ending, that you've already gone again and again. Remember, we talked about this with the pearl. And now you're releasing something that was part of your aura, certain beliefs you had, okay? So you're releasing with those 4 signs here. It's almost like it's a new season for you. You're entering a new season of your life. You're entering a new phase of your road to your dreams and visions manifested. And again, that 7 of Wands, I think you really had to build, your aura. You had to build your auric field. Okay, pile number 2. If some of you are struggling as an empath, because I kept on talking about being an empath, I have this album. It's called The Super Empath. It's a couple of videos. I use the same sound, but I use different mantra to help you remove certain negative conditionings that you might have experienced as an empath. I created this for myself because my hypervigilance was always on the outside for others, and it left almost, I still had some time for myself, but I didn't realize how when I had time for myself, I was running on empty. So I was almost like always flat line on how I was working on stuff for myself. But all the extra energy, all the hyper, joyful energy was always given to others, not to myself first. So I created this for myself, and I used it for 6 months. Every night, I played the album every night, falling asleep, and then I would listen to one video in the morning while putting my makeup on or just getting ready or whatever. And I had really good results. This changed my life as far as my ability to discern some of the relationship I had not witnessed that were not even energetically, that there was no reciprocity. And it really baffled me because certain things were from childhood, as far as even in the friendships or the dynamics in my relationship as a child, I had never realized some of those points. So if that is you, I'm going to put the playlist to this album, so the Super Empath here. Okay, and that's something that can help you, because you might not realize, but that might have affected your aura and the energy that you have left for you to go towards your dreams, to feel into the path of your dreams. Might not be enough because you always give it out, give it away. Okay, so that's what I'm receiving for you as far as this question. Okay, very interesting. We did not get some details about what it is, but again, it's because it's your personal dream, it's your personal vision. So I'm going to honor what the cards are not wanting to reveal. Okay, so that's what I have for you, my dear pile number 2. I trust this is supporting you. Please remember to like those videos. It supports the channel to grow. And if some of you need personal guidance, I offer tarot and astrology, and you'll have the link in the video description box below. Namaste. Namaste, pile number 3. Welcome to your July 2025 predictions. You chose the Enchanter card. It says deception, trickery, so we'll see what that means. I really feel that we're working more with the law of attraction, of vibration, manifestation, but we'll see what the cards want to reveal. If you're here, that could be also that you picked according to Zodiac placement. We have Leo, Scorpio, Libra, and Capricorn. So let's look at your cards. Let's look at what needs to be known for July 2025 for my dear pile number 3. Okay. First, we're going to do things a little bit different for you. I feel like it's a layer by layer. We have the High Priestess. I think I mentioned this in the introduction when I pulled this. I feel like I said, oh, it feels more like the High Priestess. Okay. Now, this High Priestess has the moon in the background because in the tarot, in association to the planets, this is the moon. So know that the High Priestess is the moon. That means that you're receiving information from your subconscious. Okay. Then we have the 5 of Pentacles and the Death card. Okay. All right. So here, pile number 3, I feel like in July 2025, what we're seeing is that you're starting to work in deeper ways with the law of attraction and realizing that there might be a certain lack mentality with the 5 of Pentacles. You know, this is someone that is not looking out. It's almost like with the willow energy, a little bit of wallowing and not realizing of all that is offered around it. Okay, him, her. And with the Death card, it means that you're being called to go through this transformation, this alchemy. This, I'm not sure if you see it as well, but I almost felt like that was like a container for some type of chemistry, and then I felt like it was some combustion for alchemy. I'm not sure what we're seeing here, which interestingly has a third eye. So there might be an alchemy of your third eye, because remember I said this person is not seeing, it's not looking up. There is something you're not seeing at the beginning of the month, okay, of July 2025, that is going to be transformed. Now, interestingly, I'm looking at the turtle, and the turtle, there's also the seal. The turtle, represents patience and represents, going with the flow, the wisdom of being patient. So I feel that there is something that you're being brought into awareness in July 2025 that you could not see until this very moment. Okay, now we're going to try to see what that is, okay, and get some details. Can we have some details of what is going to be revealed? I don't know why I want to put it this way, this order, but okay. We have the 9 of Pentacles, and you see, this is wishing upon a star, or putting in this coin into a well and wishing. This is a wish fulfillment card. Okay, so there's something about you manifesting your wishes that you did not realize that is being upgraded, uplifted. What we're going to see. Six of Pentacles, exchange, reciprocity, could be around reciprocity. And the Five of Cups. This vulnerability, this hypersensitivity. And yet I just noticed for the first time the Lighthouse. You know, I don't know where this idea comes from, but I'm going to share it anyway. I'm seeing this self-reflection as if I'm in this person here, where I'm only focused on the pain of the wound and not seeing the resilience and the heart to be yet wounded and have empathy for another. Like, so there's this message about where you put your focus. And maybe some of the focus was more on the wound of the past, the things that occurred again and again, and not seeing the blessing of the strength, the inner transformation you went through, that process that is actually part of helping you manifest in this very lifetime the things you want to manifest. We're going to see how is that working, because I really feel like some of you are like, but how is that working? How does that work? And right now it's almost like my brain is kind of a blank slate here. I can't think of anything. You know what? Because I feel that some of you in July 2025, you're going through a huge transformation where you're transcending your past and the weight and, you know, the hold that your emotions attached to the past wounds had on you and made you maybe isolate or made you, you know, get into that victim mentality, lack mentality, separation mentality, okay? You're realizing something majestic. Definitely there's this full moon is going to create a huge impact. It's occurring on July 10th, if I'm not mistaken, okay? And then I'm going to take that card. There's an extra card here, and we'll see what that is. Okay, another one. Thank you. We have the King of Pentacles. It really has to do with your power, your ability to bring security in your life, to manifest. Look at this beautiful row of energy here. You're someone, pile number 3, that really came to learn the laws of the universe, the laws of manifestation, the laws of attraction, vibration, okay? Vibration strongly. And you are in July 2025 realizing certain perceived limitations in your flow of give and take, okay? So maybe always over giving and not letting yourself receive. And I feel like some of you is really let yourself receive the awareness of your own beauty. You know, if you're going through certain hardships in your life, if you only focus on the wounds and forget to focus on the strength, the inner strength, the devotion, the, you know, the resilience that you developed, you're not able to really see your own self or truly who you are, that vibration, that sound that you emanate. It's a lot of vibration here, lots. And you know what? When you think about an enchanter, you think about the sound, the voice, the sirens. So some of you, there might be something around this, okay? The attraction through the sound, okay? The brainwaves. 4 of Wands. Yeah, and again, a full moon. Wow, this full moon is going to be strong for you, pile number 3. Very strong activation of you. Remember here, there's a separation that occurs when you're not seeing yourself fully. You're feeling like a victim and forgetting about looking at yourself through the lens of the hero, the heroine. And here, with this process through July 2025, you're going to finally witness your greatness. I really feel, no matter how that sounds to others, I really feel as some of you were not able to fully see yourself. You were, with the High Priestess, it's a mystery. You were a little bit, and we have this energy of deception, trickery. You were not able to see your own beauty. And let's look at those cards. We have the Four of Swords and the Tower. I really feel that there's a reset in your nervous system. There's something you're totally through, especially it's going to be through the activation of the full moon, you're going to put a stop to. There's a certain inflammation, there's a certain, wound, past experience, trauma, whatever it is, okay, that you are going to put to rest. Can we have some details about, I'm not gonna poke at your wound, pile number 3, because remember, we want you to also perceive how the path you walked brought you all those skills. So can we have more details about your beauty, okay, and the things you developed? So let's see what we have. First of all, we have the 8 of Cups. Okay, again, another full moon. You're walking away. Now, in the Zodiac, the 8 of Cups is the 0 to 10 degrees in Pisces, which highly suggests that there is a deep transformation. Pisces is at the end of the Zodiac, and it's a unifier of everything we've learned through the wheel, okay? And that means that after we've gone through all those lessons, we're not the same anymore. And this is exactly what your soul wanted to achieve. You wanted a lifetime that was going to be different, a lifetime where certain wishes that you were not able to manifest are now going to be manifested through the rehearsal of certain patterns and paths that you had to walk, okay? Then we have, look at this, 9 of Wands. We know this is the wounded healer here, a warrior. There's someone that perseveres no matter the pain. And this is where you have to realize that your soul is ancient, is wise, and it knew exactly what was needed for you to be in that energy, for you to be able to put to rest a certain pattern of repetition, okay? So part of those, wow, look at this, it fell onto the Enchanter. Some of you, I really feel it, if you are into astrology, spirituality, it could be part of your destiny. It is something that could be, it's written in the stars. So the path that you walked is the path, it's the exact path you needed to walk in order to manifest certain desires that are going to make you feel this emotional, mental, physical fulfillment, okay? I don't know why I heard the achievement. Some of you, there's certain goals you have, and it might not be very precise for some of you. I feel that some of you it's very precise, and some of you maybe not, but it's almost like a call, something that is calling you, okay? Even if it's not precise, know that the road you walked is the exact road that was written in the stars to make sure that you were going to follow the call, okay? Yeah. Can we have some details about, I don't even know if you know what? Just give me some details about what you want, universe. Okay, I really feel like here the universe doesn't want me to frame the question. It just wants to share with me something. We have the 6 of Swords. You're leaving something behind. The 9 of Pentacles. 9. The 7 of Wands. and the Ace of Cups. You know, you're leaving a certain way of feeling and thinking. And when you do in July 2025, and I would not be surprised that this is going to occur around the full moon for some of you, okay? What you're leaving behind is literally through the law of vibration, getting you into a place energetically that you could not reach before you released what needed to be released. And this is why I feel like the full moon, there might be certain deception, illusion, trickery of the mind, of whatever was wired in your nervous system, in the body, that finally is put to rest, that allows you through the law of vibration to be in a place that you had to almost like fight for in the past, but this time you don't have to fight for. It actually is coming from your overflowing vibration, because you finally have released those patterns. I know we saw that there was the pattern of lack mentality, victim consciousness. Is there anything we need to know further about this? Well, we have the Hermit. You know, the Hermit and the Devil. Okay. Interestingly, what I feel is that some of you, your soul knew that the path you walked on was going to be the exact path for you to go back within in order to deepen your connection to source, to spirit, to things like vibration, and be able to discover some of your attachments, some of the cords, some of the matrices you're locked into, and be able to find the light within. And then we have the Page of Wands, which is this liberation. This is the energy here of creation. So there is a release. It's definitely here for you, pile number 3 in July 2025. A quantum leap. I really feel it. Like there's a quantum leap, but it's almost like who you are. I know it's crazy. I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it. Who you are at the beginning of the month of July and who you are at the end is going to be very different. It's going to feel very, very different. There is a quantum leap from what you're going to experience through this full moon, July 10th, and through that release process. Okay. You know what? I'm just realizing something, you guys. And if you haven't watched this, by the way, pile number 3, I'm going to post it here. This is the new moon in Cancer forecast. The title is Your Vibration is a Portal. What am I talking about? Look at this. You are deep in that portal activation, and it's taking you places, okay? Places and spaces that it's very drastically different from where you start the month and where you're gonna be, okay? All right, do we have anything else? Let's see. I do feel that you're a little bit of a different pile. I feel there's something else for you. And let's see what it is. Signs. The universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and synchronicities. Okay, so that's something that your higher self wants you to pay attention to, because as you follow the signs, this is going to help you follow the trail of this, understanding the law of vibration. Yeah, I really feel it. Some of you, if you are part of the YouTube Star membership, all levels, you have access to my Cosmic Synchronicity album, which is all my angelic frequencies. The angelic frequencies, they resonate into the Zodiac, and that means they resonate into the vertebrae, into the organs. So the frequencies that I have for 111, 222, and so on and so forth, all the way to 999, they're connected to your organs and your vertebrae. So those are powerful frequencies. And I would say through the month of July, follow the trail of the synchronicities. And if you have access, then go and listen to the sound. Once you know, if you one day you see 7 all the time, go and check out that frequency, meditate with it, and see what it will reveal to you. Because I really feel like there is a huge feedback that you're learning with the law of vibration, okay, this echo mirror effect, that is going to take you through that portal, pile number 3. Yeah. And we do have in July 7th, you know, the 7/7 portal. So interesting, I picked that number. Maybe some of you, this is going to be major transformation to prepare you for that full moon energy. Yeah. I cannot wait, you guys. Someone just left a message as far as reviewing June 2025 and how it was wild to see how at the end of the month certain things manifested. And I did this myself after reading the comment, and I was mind blown. I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. So yeah, come back at the end of the month and let me know what that was. Okay, I'm sending you so much love and so much light, and please, if it resonated, give it a thumbs up. It supports the channel to grow. And if you need personal guidance, assistance, I offer tarot and astrology reading, and you can find it in the video description below. Bye.